I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she doesn't.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
Hold on to your seats, folks. This story is about to get intense. We've got a major legal showdown brewing. And trust me, you won't want to miss a single jaw-dropping detail. Melania Trump, the former First Lady of the United States, is taking the hosts of The View to court in a defamation lawsuit worth a staggering $100 million. Yes, you heard that right. $100 million. This isn't just a headline. It's a full-blown legal earthquake with the potential to shake up both the entertainment world and the media landscape in a big way. And it's already lighting up social media and news cycles. So what exactly is going on? Let's break it down piece by piece. Melania Trump is suing the hosts of The View over a series of explosive, allegedly defamatory comments made during a recent episode. And when I say explosive, I mean they struck a nerve that's now echoing through legal channels. This isn't your run-of-the-mill celebrity feud. It's a high-profile courtroom battle that could have long-term consequences for how public figures are discussed on air. Now let's get into what triggered the firestorm. During a panel discussion, the hosts shared their less than flattering opinions about Melania's time as First Lady. One of the most controversial remarks: a host implied that Melania was never truly invested in her White House role, and worse, suggested tension in her marriage to Donald Trump. Those are serious, bold claims to make about someone's personal life on national television, and Melania isn't letting them slide.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant.
But that wasn't even the worst of it. The conversation quickly spiraled from casual commentary into a full-on critique of Melania's personal choices and actions during her time in the White House. The hosts didn't hold back. They scrutinized everything from her redecoration of the presidential residence to her stance on long-standing Christmas traditions. What started as opinion quickly turned into a series of thinly veiled jabs. One host even went so far as to imply that Melania simply didn't care about the role she was in, painting a portrait of a woman who was resentful, emotionally detached, and disinterested in the responsibilities of being First Lady. It wasn't just criticism, it felt personal. And as you can imagine, those kinds of loaded public comments didn't sit well with Melania Trump. Now she's fighting back in a way that could send shockwaves across television and media circles.
Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View. And look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
Here's the thing. Melania Trump is known for being a very private and reserved figure, especially when compared to other public personalities in the political spotlight. So when these highly personal and public attacks were made against her on national television, she was reportedly furious. And it didn't take long for her to take serious action. Melania has now filed a defamation lawsuit against the hosts of The View, claiming their statements were not only false, but also extremely damaging to her personal and public reputation. And make no mistake, this isn't just about hurt feelings or some fleeting PR stunt. This is about protecting her name, her legacy, and making sure false, harmful narratives don't get a free pass in today's fast-moving media environment. Let's be clear, this kind of lawsuit isn't something you see every day. Most public figures in Melania's position often take a more passive route, either brushing off media criticism with a carefully worded statement or simply letting it blow over. But Melania is taking a different path. By filing this lawsuit, she's making it crystal clear. She won't allow her character to be misrepresented without consequence. She's standing up, demanding accountability, and doing it on a massive, high-profile stage. In a world where headlines spread faster than facts, Melania's legal move is a powerful stand for truth, reputation, and control over her own narrative.
These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what The View's audience loves. It is targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now. This is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tensions. The former president says he thinks his wife should be allowed to think for herself.
But why does this matter? Why is this lawsuit such a big deal? Well, folks, this case is about far more than just a celebrity feud. It taps into a much deeper and broader issue. What can and can't be said about public figures in today's media-driven world? Melania Trump's legal battle raises serious questions about the boundaries of free speech, the responsibilities of media outlets, and the protection of personal reputation in an era of non-stop commentary and viral sound bites. This case could potentially set a legal precedent that changes how future defamation cases involving public figures are approached. If Melania wins, it might fundamentally shift how platforms, especially daytime talk shows like The View, handle commentary that veers into speculation, accusation, or character assassination. Suddenly, the cost of a careless comment could be millions of dollars. Think about it. We could see a major rethinking of what's considered acceptable content when discussing politicians, celebrities, and their families. Talk shows and media outlets may adopt a far more cautious, measured tone, especially when speaking on someone's private life. But on the flip side, it also ignites a serious conversation about the potential chilling effect on free speech. If media personalities fear lawsuits every time they criticize someone in the spotlight, how does that impact open discussion and critique in a democratic society? And here's where things get even more intriguing: the timing. Melania's lawsuit comes just as Donald Trump is making waves for a completely different set of legal and political reasons. Some speculate this move could be strategic, a calculated attempt to reclaim control of her public image and redirect media attention during a time when Trump-related controversies dominate the headlines. Is this Melania stepping out of the shadows, reasserting her presence in a media landscape that often overlooks her? Could this legal action be part of a broader strategy, not just to clear her name, but to reshape the narrative? It's definitely worth thinking about. But before we go too far into speculation, let's return to the root of it all, the comments that lit the fuse and pushed Melania to take this bold legal step.
He was cheating while Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yeah.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like oh, my wife's pregnant, I'm not attracted to her big belly or something, and now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
One of the most jaw-dropping moments in this entire controversy came when a host on The View boldly claimed that Melania hates her husband and no longer wants to live with him. Yes, you heard that right. It was the kind of moment that made viewers hit rewind just to confirm they weren't hearing things. The audacity of the comment left many shaking their heads in disbelief. These aren't just casual remarks, they're deeply personal, speculative, and potentially highly damaging to someone's reputation, marriage, and public standing. It's one of those rare moments where the line between personal opinion and flat-out harmful gossip becomes dangerously blurry. What's even more surprising is how swiftly Melania responded. High-profile public figures usually avoid diving into legal battles over media commentary. They issue a short press release or wait for the storm to pass. But not Melania. She's not playing that game. Instead, she's going all in, taking the fight directly to court with a $100 million defamation lawsuit. That kind of number isn't just symbolic, it's a statement. She's sending a loud, clear message that this isn't about a media spat or scoring headlines. This is about defending her personal dignity, her public image, and drawing a hard line on what she views as reckless, baseless attacks. This case goes far beyond a simple disagreement on daytime television. It underscores just how high the stakes are when media platforms blur the lines between commentary and character destruction. And for Melania, this legal action is more than a reaction. It's a declaration that her name, her marriage, and her legacy will not be casually trashed for entertainment value.
Now you know who has been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade, but apparently his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Well, this case is more than just headlines and drama. It's raising some very real, very important questions about the relationship between the media, public figures, and personal privacy. Can celebrities and politicians truly expect privacy in the age of 24/7 media coverage? Or is constant scrutiny simply the price of fame and influence? Where do we draw the line between free speech and defamation, between fair criticism and harmful speculation? This case could help define those boundaries, and legal experts are already saying the outcome could reshape media law in significant ways. If Melania wins, it could change how outlets handle personal stories about celebrities, politicians, and even their families, leading to a more cautious, legally aware approach moving forward. Of course, not everyone agrees with the lawsuit. Some critics claim Melania is exploiting the moment for attention or to redirect media focus. Others argue she's finally drawing a much-needed line in the sand about what's acceptable to say about someone in the public eye. The truth? It likely lies somewhere in between. But one thing is certain. This lawsuit is shining a bright spotlight on the complex and often messy intersection of fame, personal privacy, and media responsibility. As the case moves forward, all eyes will be on both Melania and The View to see how the legal system responds to her claims. And let's be clear, this isn't just about the money. It's about setting a new standard for how talk shows, news programs, and media outlets handle controversial topics involving high-profile individuals. If Melania triumphs in court, it could trigger a ripple effect that redefines boundaries in media commentary for years to come. The drama is just beginning, and we'll be right here to keep you updated every step of the way. So, what do you think? Is Melania right to sue? Or could this case set a dangerous precedent that chills free speech? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. This is a story that's going to be talked about for a long time, and we'll be right here bringing you every twist, turn, and legal bombshell as it unfolds. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you next time with more breaking news on Melania, The View, and everything in between. Take care, everyone.